thing billowing, bursting forth with the power of 10 billion butterfly sneezes.
This is Wine, Money, and Song. And if you're interested in wine and you want to learn about the best values in wine, please subscribe. About a month ago, we did an episode on the 2022 Bordeaux Entrepreneur Week. And that was the first week of May. And prices have started to come out. And it'll be a period of several weeks as all of the classified Bordeaux's and the popular Bordeaux's release their prices. And these wines are going to be sold on a futures basis, and which means that you pay for the wines now, and in 2 years you will get delivery on them. And the reason why you would do that is for two reasons. One would be securing these wines at an early date, and in the future, they might not be available. So hard to get wines, especially the right bank wines and some of the first growths. That would be a rationale to buy futures up front. And also, hopefully, you pay a lower price. And the prices will go up in the future, hopefully. Now, just a little background on myself. I've been buying and participating in wine futures, Bordeaux wine futures, since the 1980s, like 1982. I bought a lot of 82s and futures, and for my cellar. And I worked 20 years for a company that was the largest purveyor of Bordeaux futures in the country. We probably bought in at Chateau estate 85% of all the futures. So I sort of have a lot of experience, and I have a PhD in Bordeaux wine futures. I bought a lot of them. I sold a lot of them. So I have a lot of stuff behind me with futures and a lot of episodes. So what I've done is I'm going to take each wine. I'm going to show you the 2022 price of the futures, and I will go back and I will show you the prices of 21, 20, 19, 18. The four last vintages. Now, the 21s did not sell well as futures, and the 2018, 19, and 20s are considered to be really outstanding vintages. And the decision that this is going to, your whole decision-making process should be, should I buy the 2022s at this price, or can I buy the 20s, 19, 18s? In some cases, the 21s will be a lot cheaper. So I'm going to present all that data for you to make that decision on what's the best value for you. Now, if you already bought the 18, 19, and 20, then that doesn't go into it. You already own it. But a lot of people might want to buy for the lower price, better vintage. And it makes sense. So as I said a few weeks ago, all the wine trade went to Bordeaux, tasted the wines at Entrepreneur Week in Bordeaux. And as I said, you have to be a really experienced taster to really taste wines out of the barrel that have only been in there for 6 months. And it is not the perfect situation of tasting raw wines out of the barrel. They're going to be much different in a year and a half, and when they're bottled, they'll be different. But you get a snapshot, a little picture of what the possibilities are. And I always found that if a wine tastes really good soon, it's going to be very good later. Some wines that taste a little unbalanced out of barrel, sometimes they smooth out and they get better as they age. So don't take all of the reviews that are coming out. I haven't had a chance yet to try these wines, but I've been in contact with some of my business friends who are over there who have gotten back to me and who have talked to me about the wines. And, I'm going to pass that along. And in the future, I will have the wines. But what I want to do here is I want to line them up. And with my experience with each chateau, And having tasted the 18, 19, 20, and I can say whether they're high quality wines in comparison and what's a better value. But you're going to have to make that decision. I've done all this footwork. All of the prices that I have for the 2022s, I have gotten from retailers and other people who are making offerings. Now, the way it works is that the people go, the chateaus sell the wine to negociants who are agents, and they sell it to the retailers, the hotel, the restaurants, the supermarket chains. That's how it works. People don't deal directly with the chateaus generally. When I was with Chateau in the State, we did do that mainly. Once in a while, we would use a negociant. And a negociant holds the wine, buys the wine from the chateau, and then sells it and inventories it. Now, in 2021, it wasn't a popular futures vintage. So they're holding the bag right now with a lot of 21s. And I see some prices starting to tick down a little on the 21s because they're left holding the bag. What they want is they want to sell all their futures quickly because they pay the chateaus and then they want to unload it on the trade. So understand that. Okay, first we're going to start out with, we have about 10 wines to talk about quickly. And what I want you to do is to go over these numbers, and you see you're going to have the table right in front of you that you can do the comparisons of the prices and the differences in prices. So the first wine we'll talk about is Chateau Canamero, which is a fifth growth, Au Medoc, and it's always a good value. And they've been making very, very good wine since, I would say, the 90s. And they're always a good value. And as you see, the futures price I have, and now the futures price, how I came up with it, the price differentials between retailers and other agents selling the wine generally are within a few percentage points. So if I have 4 or 5 prices, I'll go to the middle of what the prices were and I'll average it out. And that's where I get the 2022 prices. While the other prices, I went on Wine Searcher for the 21s, 20, 19, and 18s, and what's available on Wine Searcher. So Canamero is the first one. It's $34 I came up with. But if you look, 21 is a lot less, almost 25% less, and you can go down the line. And you have a lot to think about with Canamero. The next wine is Cheval Blanc, which is a right bank wine. And there's no such thing as a first growth on the right bank, but if there were, Cheval Blanc would be one of them. And you see the price is around $6.50, and you see the 2021 a lot lower, and it's almost 25% less. And the 2020, which is an outstanding vintage, is 15% less almost. And you have to make your choices. And I want you to look at the 2022s, but compare them to the other 3 vintages. And then you have Bécherville, a Saint-Julien, which is very popular, $97. You see the 21 is a lot cheaper, 23%. And the 2020, the 20 is at a good price too that you might want to consider. And we go to Chasseline, which is a popular, I believe it's a Mouly. It's $39, but you see the 2021s and the others are 21%. The 2020 is $34, so that's of interest. Let's go to Léoville Barton, which is a favorite of mine, a Saint-Julien, and the price is around $90 for the 2022. And you see the other prices. So that's a difficult decision if you should buy. The other ones are up slightly, but just how good the 2022 is, I don't know. And then we have Lango Barton, which is on a hot streak lately. And it's almost a sister of Label Barton, but very different in style. A much more elegant, balanced wine, while Label Barton has more guts, darker fruit. But the Label Barton, I'm very partial, and especially the prices that it's at. And you can make your decision on that, and just take a look. And I want you to go through all these prices because it's going to be different for each one of the consumers of what they own already, and do you want to pay a premium for the older vintages or not? But if they're less the price of the 22s, I'd really look at them. The next one is L'Angelus Saint-Emilion, which is very highly rated, and people run after it. It's $425 for the 2022, 21% less for the 2021, a lesser vintage. You have to make the decision on that. But the 2020 is at a good price, as is the 2019. And if you don't own those wines, I would look at those two vintages, and even the 18 too. So look at that, because those are the older vintages are value. And we go to Chateau Mené, which is a Cru Bourgeois from Saint-Eustache, and it's been a very reliable, inexpensive wine for a long time. And I remember buying the 82 as a future, and I still have some in my cellar, and the wine is delicious, and it's still very vital. And they've been making very good wines since the 2000 vintage. They really came back. They had a period of mediocrity for a while in the 90s, but they're making very good wines at very good prices, so look at those. And we have the L'Auteur de Christophe, which is the Saint-Emilion, which has gained notoriety in the last 5 vintages or so. And it's been a low-price wine, but you better wake up, because prices of that wine is going up. The 2022 is $34. The 21s are $25, which is 26% less. And the 2020 and the 2019 are still very close, and you might want to look into those. They're priced the same as the 2022. They're from better years. But you see the price of the 18 has gone up a good amount, 18%. So I would look at the 19 and the 20s. And the last wine of this first tranche of the 2022s is the Tetra, which is a Margaux. And I've never been a big fan of the Tetra. I've sold it in the past, and I'm not partial to it. And as I've stated before, Margaux has a lot of underperformers. And you see the prices here. I don't see any really great values here. You see the 2018 is 36% higher than the 2022. So I don't know if that makes the 2022 of value. So what I want you to do with the work and with the table you see in front of you is, if you're in the market to buy Bordeaux, I don't know if you're new to it or not. And as I said, you should go back to the episode on wine futures and how they work. And we will post that link for you. Watch that. But use this information that I have dug up, and hopefully my background in Bordeaux, and especially futures, will help you to make an intelligent buying decision. Now, as I said, this is part one of the prices. There'll be more prices coming out. The first growths are not released yet, but it'll get fast and furious. So there'll be another couple of episodes on this, and at the end I will summarize and I will tell you what I think you should buy as far as 22s go and the older vintages. So I'm looking forward to getting those prices soon.